The tension between Ukraine and Russia has escalated significantly with Ukraine's recent drone attack on a Russian radar station. This military action has not only intensified the conflict, but has also raised concerns about the potential for broader geopolitical instability. The strike targeted a sophisticated radar installation, which is pivotal for Russia's defensive and offensive capabilities in the region. By examining this incident, we can uncover the layers of strategic calculations involved and the possible ramifications on international security. This attack is not an isolated event, but a reflection of the ongoing and deep-rooted conflict between the two nations. For years, Ukraine has been under immense pressure from Russian military activities along its borders and in territories claimed by Russia. The decision to strike a critical military asset like a radar station signals a significant shift in Ukraine's military strategy, possibly indicating a more assertive stance against Russian aggression. The international community watches closely as the repercussions of this strike could extend beyond the immediate regional security concerns. It tests the limits of military engagement and the resilience of international diplomatic efforts aimed at resolving the conflict. As we delve deeper into the specifics of the radar system and the strategic motivations behind the attack, it becomes clear that this event could be a critical turning point in the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Radar systems are integral to modern warfare, serving as the eyes of a nation's military. By detecting, tracking, and guiding weaponry against aerial threats, radars provide a crucial advantage in defense and strategic operations. The sophistication of radar technology can determine the effectiveness of a country's air defense system, which in turn impacts its overall military strength and security posture. The radar station targeted by Ukraine was equipped with advanced detection capabilities, capable of monitoring airspace for potential threats at considerable distances. This capability not only enhances a country's defensive measures, but also extends its power to project military influence in a region. The destruction of such a facility can significantly degrade a nation's defensive network, contributing to a temporary blind spot in its surveillance and response systems. Furthermore, the maintenance and operation of these radar systems involves substantial investment and technical expertise. They are often integrated into a broader network of military assets, creating a mesh of interconnected defense components. When one node of this network is compromised, it can affect the overall efficacy of military operations, proving the strategic value of such targets in modern conflicts. Understanding the technology and importance of radar systems provides a clearer perspective on why such targets are chosen in wartime scenarios. The implications of disabling or destroying these systems extend beyond immediate tactical advantages, affecting broader strategic and security considerations for any nation. One of the most alarming aspects of the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia is the potential for nuclear escalation. The strike on the radar station, a critical component of Russia's military infrastructure, raises fears that the conflict could spiral into a more dangerous phase, potentially involving strategic nuclear assets. The doctrine of nuclear deterrence plays a significant role in this context. Both Russia and NATO possess nuclear capabilities, and their military strategies incorporate the potential use of these weapons as a deterrent against existential threats. The destruction of significant military infrastructure, such as a radar station, can be perceived as an escalation that might justify a heightened nuclear posture. This dynamic introduces a high level of risk, making miscalculations or misinterpretations potentially disastrous. Experts emphasize the importance of maintaining open communication channels between military and political leaders during such conflicts to prevent escalation. Confidence-building measures, such as transparency in military movements and mutual agreements on the non-use of nuclear weapons, are crucial in maintaining stability. Additionally, international treaties and monitoring systems play a vital role in providing checks and balances that discourage the escalation into nuclear warfare. The international community, particularly bodies like the United Nations Security Council, must be vigilant and proactive in addressing such risks. Diplomatic efforts need to be intensified to ensure that both sides adhere to international norms that prevent the escalation of the conflict to a nuclear level. The potential for nuclear escalation adds a layer of complexity to the conflict, necessitating careful and considered responses from all parties involved. Following the attack on its radar station, Russia's immediate response involved a thorough assessment of the damage and rapid mobilization of repair and defensive units to the site. The Russian military's quick reaction underscores the importance of the facility and reveals the robustness of their contingency plans for such incidents. This response is part of a broader Russian strategy to maintain a posture of strength and readiness, even in the face of unexpected attacks. In the aftermath, Russia is likely to enhance its surveillance and defensive measures, not only around the damaged site but across other critical military infrastructures as well. This could include the deployment of additional radar systems, increased air patrols, and advanced anti-drone technologies to prevent similar strikes in the future. Such measures are essential to restore the integrity of Russia's defense network and to deter further Ukrainian attacks. Moreover, Russia may also recalibrate its military strategy towards Ukraine, potentially increasing the intensity and scope of its retaliatory measures. This could manifest in heightened military operations aimed at Ukrainian targets, both to retaliate and to deter further Ukrainian aggressions. The strategic interplay of attack and counterattack could lead to a cyclical escalation of the conflict, with each side adjusting its tactics and strategies in response to the other's moves. Additionally, Russia might leverage this incident to strengthen its narrative domestically and internationally, portraying the attack as an unjust aggression that justifies a robust response. This aspect of strategic communication is crucial for maintaining domestic support for the government's actions and for influencing international opinion regarding the ongoing conflict. The international reaction to Ukraine's strike on the Russian radar station was swift and varied, reflecting the complex web of geopolitical interests surrounding the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Western nations, particularly those in NATO, have generally expressed support for Ukraine's right to defend itself, while also calling for restraint and emphasizing the importance of seeking a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Several European countries issued statements that carefully balanced support for Ukraine with calls for continued diplomatic efforts to de-escalate the situation. These statements often highlight the precarious nature of the conflict, which has potential implications for regional and even global security. The European Union in particular has reiterated its commitment to supporting Ukraine while also working towards a diplomatic solution that ensures the security and sovereignty of all nations involved. On the other hand, Russia's allies, including some nations within the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, have condemned the attack, labeling it as a provocation that undermines the prospects for peace. These countries advocate for a more significant role of international mediation and negotiations rather than military actions to resolve the conflict. The United Nations has also been actively involved, with the Secretary General expressing deep concern over the escalation and urging both sides to return to the negotiating table. The UN's role as a mediator is crucial in such conflicts, providing a platform for dialogue and potentially facilitating a peaceful resolution. The varied international responses underscore the complex diplomatic landscape in which this conflict is situated, reflecting differing national interests and perspectives on conflict resolution. The radar station attacked by Ukraine was not just any military outpost, it was a linchpin in Russia's aerial defense strategy. Located strategically to monitor and respond to aerial threats from multiple directions, it played a vital role in safeguarding Russian airspace in the region. The destruction of this facility can be seen as a direct challenge to Russia's military dominance and a significant blow to its surveillance capabilities. Given its importance, the radar station was likely equipped with state-of-the-art technology capable of early detection of enemy aircraft and missiles. This capability is crucial for preemptive defense measures, allowing for timely mobilization of countermeasures. The loss of such an asset complicates Russia's defensive operations and opens up tactical opportunities for Ukraine. This strategic decapitation could potentially alter the military balance in the region, albeit temporarily. From a broader perspective, the targeting of such critical infrastructure sends a strong message to the international community about Ukraine's resolve and capabilities. It demonstrates a tactical shift towards targeting high-value assets that can have disproportionate effects on the enemy's operational capabilities. This move might also be intended to test the robustness of Russia's broader military infrastructure, probing for vulnerabilities that could be exploited in future engagements. The strategic value of the radar station thus extends beyond its immediate military utility. It represents a node of power and security for Russia, and its incapacitation has implications for regional military dynamics and power projections. Analyzing the motivations behind targeting such a key installation offers insights into the evolving nature of the conflict and the strategic calculus of the Ukrainian military. The strike on the Russian radar station has elicited varied opinions from military and geopolitical experts. Some see it as a necessary assertion of Ukraine's defensive capabilities, arguing that such strikes are essential for Ukraine to maintain its sovereignty and deter further Russian aggression. These experts often point to the principle of self-defense in international law, suggesting that Ukraine has the right to target military assets that could be used to orchestrate attacks against it. Conversely, other experts caution against the risks of escalation. They warn that targeting critical infrastructure could provoke a disproportionate response from Russia, potentially leading to an intensification of the conflict. Such escalations could destabilize the region further and lead to more severe and widespread humanitarian consequences. The debate among experts reflects the complex ethical and strategic dimensions of the conflict, where decisions can have far-reaching implications. Furthermore, some analysts focus on the technological aspects of the strike, examining how the use of drones to hit high-value targets alters modern warfare. They argue that the increasing accessibility and effectiveness of drone technology could lead to a new era of warfare, where non-traditional combat methods become more central. This shift could force nations to rethink their defense strategies and international norms of engagement. The diversity of expert opinions provides a multifaceted view of the strike's implications, offering valuable insights into the possible outcomes and strategies. This expert analysis is crucial for policymakers and the international community to understand the full spectrum of consequences and to formulate responses that mitigate risks while upholding international law and order. The continuation of hostilities between Ukraine and Russia underscores the urgent need for effective diplomatic interventions. In the wake of the radar station strike, several potential diplomatic avenues could be pursued to mitigate the conflict and foster a sustainable peace. The primary challenge lies in bridging the deep-seated mistrust and divergent objectives of the conflicting parties. One potential avenue is the intensification of negotiations under international auspices such as the United Nations or the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE. These organizations can provide neutral grounds for dialogue, offering mediation services that help clarify intentions, reduce misunderstandings, and build confidence between the parties. The involvement of respected international figures as mediators could also lend additional credibility to the peace efforts. Another approach could involve the creation of a multilateral framework involving not only the conflicting parties, but also key regional and global stakeholders. This framework could aim to address the underlying issues of the conflict, such as security guarantees, territorial integrity, and political autonomy, within a comprehensive agreement that respects the interests of all parties. Moreover, confidence-building measures, such as ceasefires, the exchange of prisoners, and the establishment of demilitarized zones could be implemented as initial steps towards de-escalation. These measures, while not resolving the core issues, can help create a more conducive environment for substantive negotiations. Diplomatic efforts must be dynamic and adaptable, reflecting changes on the ground and in international politics. The path to resolution is complex and fraught with challenges, but persistent diplomatic engagement remains the most viable means to achieve a lasting peace. The recent strike by Ukraine on a Russian radar station marks a significant moment in the ongoing conflict between the two countries. This incident not only highlights the intensification of military engagements, but also brings into sharp focus the broader geopolitical, technological, and ethical issues at play. As both sides adjust their strategies and the international community responds, the path forward requires careful navigation of the complex landscape of modern warfare and international diplomacy. The risks associated with such military actions, including the potential for nuclear escalation and regional destabilization, necessitate a measured and strategic approach. It is imperative for all involved parties to prioritize diplomatic solutions and engage in meaningful dialogue aimed at achieving a sustainable peace. The international community, particularly influential powers and international organizations, has a crucial role to play in supporting these efforts and ensuring that actions taken by any party do not exacerbate the conflict. The future of the Ukraine-Russia conflict is uncertain, with many potential paths and outcomes. However, the commitment to diplomacy, respect for international law, and the pursuit of equitable and just solutions must guide the actions of all stakeholders. Only through concerted and collaborative international efforts can we hope to see a resolution that not only ends the current hostilities, but also lays the foundation for lasting peace and security in the region. As we reflect on the implications of Ukraine's bold military action and the subsequent reactions, it is clear that the stakes are high, and the need for wise, proactive leadership has never been more critical. The path forward is fraught with challenges, but also with opportunities for peace and reconciliation. It is a path that requires courage, wisdom, and the collective will of the global community.